G'day guys, welcome back to TradeTools Podcast, proudly powered by TradeTools. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Brad. I myself am a tradie, but I've recently hung up the tool belt to bring you guys podcasts and videos courtesy of TradeTools. So in this podcast, I interview tradies and people at different stages in their careers and from all walks of life. So whatever you're doing today, whether you're flat out or just kicking back, we'd like to say thanks for listening to TradeTools and enjoy. Well, here we are, guys, episode 3 of TradeTools Podcast. So in the last episode, we had the plumbing apprentice, Jimmy, and this is a good segue into this one because now we've had the apprentice and now we've got the big dog. So we're going to go over some of the things about owning your own business and all that good stuff, guys. So tell us a bit about yourself, mate.
Thanks. My name's Matt. I own and run Shoreside Plumbing on the Gold Coast. We've been going for probably just on or just under 5 years. Family owned and operated business, which is great. I do feel sorry for my wife because there is very little family time in there.
Yeah,
it is a lot of work-based stuff. And unfortunately for her, I get a lot of the credit.
Yeah, right.
So she does a lot of the behind-the-scenes work, but everyone's always like, geez, Matt's done so well. So unfortunately for her, it's a very unsung hero job.
Yeah.
But she's cops it on the chin quite well.
Yeah, well, credit to her, eh? So when did you get started in the plumbing game?
I didn't start my apprenticeship till I was 26.
Yeah.
So I started a little bit late.
Right.
I didn't finish high school. I dropped out halfway through year 11. I'm dyslexic, so I sort of struggled to read and write.
Yep.
So the last thing I wanted to do was go back to school.
Of course, yeah.
But I left. I went and got a baker's apprenticeship.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
right.
Worked for Baker's Delight.
Ah, how long did you do that?
Did that for about a year.
Yeah, right.
And then it was time to go to TAFE, so I quit.
Yeah.
And went and worked on cattle stations, breaking horses in.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so I spent four and a half years on cattle stations.
Yeah.
So I was out of Julia Creek in Mount Isa for 8 months, and then went from there to 3 hours east of Broome.
Yeah,
so
okay,
up
right.
on the Gib River Road.
Yeah.
I was there for 2 years. And then
that
went
was
down to
all
Catherine.
like breaking horses in? And...
Yeah, so I rang the guy about the job, and he said, I come from Sydney originally, and he said, can you ride a horse?
Yeah.
No, not really. He goes, okay, can you work cattle? I said, work them doing what?
Yeah.
He goes, all right then. What about fencing? Can you fence? And in my head, I'm thinking, like this. So
Fencing.
I'm like, what's this guy talking about?
On guard.
And he's like, where are you calling from? I said, Sydney. He goes, oh, mate, well, look, if you're here in 3 days, you got the job. If not, you don't.
Yeah, right.
So my parents were overseas. I rang them. I said, where's Mount Isa?
Yeah.
Dad drew it on a map and said, why? I said, I got a job there. So I jumped in the car, had my P's, and off I went and
Did ya?
learned how to ride a horse and quick, smart, and in a hurry.
Yeah. Did you actually go out and catch brumbies to break in, or?
No,
the
the first place I worked was a bullock depot. So we used to just basically breed bullocks.
Yep.
And then the second one was a farm where we sort of bred everything. We had our own breeding stock, so we'd break our own horses from our own breeding stock.
Yes, okay.
And the start of every season, you'd all get a horse to break, and then you pretty much spend 2 weeks breaking that horse, and then it'd have to be working within 2 weeks.
Right. So what age do you start like breaking a horse in?
Well, they're all different.
Yeah, right.
Depends on where you work. Like what we did out there was probably a little bit rougher and more fast-paced.
Yeah.
You speak to sort of people that use, I guess, horse riding or horses as a leisure.
Yeah.
They start breaking them in pretty much straight away. Like they obviously don't start riding them, but always being around humans and that touch and feel and stuff.
Yep.
The first horse I broke, she was old. She was nearly 5.
Yeah, okay.
So
right.
she put me on my ass a lot.
Yeah. So what made you decide to actually go,
Get the trade?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I left working on cattle stations and then went to Canada for a year. Did a bit of rodeo riding and snowboarding and stuff over there.
Yeah,
so that was good. And then thought I'll come back and be a personal trainer.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Came back and got a job as a personal trainer and went and got my qualifications and...
Jack of all trades, mate.
Yeah, master of none. And then worked in a gym for a year.
Yep.
And then got a job on a cruise ship.
Like as a personal trainer on a cruise ship?
So I jumped on a cruise ship and spent 2 contracts. So the first contract was right on 8 months, and the second contract I left about 6 months in.
Yeah.
We just travelled the world, Caribbean, Colombia, Costa Rica, up through the Panama Canal, up into Alaska.
Far out. Was that as glamorous as it sounds?
It was 100% commission based.
Right.
So
okay.
before I actually went on cruise ships, if you had have told me you were 100% commission based, I would have said, no, I'm not going.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of glad I didn't know until I was already there, because then it kind of made me step up to the plate. Turned out I could talk a lot, so I did all right. And that's where I met my wife. Me and my wife worked on the cruise ship together.
Ah, there you go.
And we were just friends. We weren't dating on the cruise ship, just stayed friends. And then, 5 years after we finished cruise ships, we ended up getting together, and that's it.
Yeah, cool.
So when we came back from cruise ships, I thought, I guess it's time to have a career. I'm 26, I've ginned around enough and been around and tried everything. And so my mate had a plumbing business, so I rang him and said, you can have a job.
Yeah, right.
And he goes, I'm not really looking for anyone, but I'll think about it. And then he rang me a couple of days later and said, I'll put you on if you want to come on. So I started my apprenticeship at 26.
So that started as an apprenticeship?
Yeah.
Was that under an adult apprenticeship thing?
They didn't have it at the time. I missed it by a year.
Ah, right.
So I went from being a personal trainer on sort of $1,200 a week to a 26-year-old first-year apprentice on $220.
Far out.
With a V8 ute that took about $110 a week, $50 worth of tolls, so I had enough for a case of beer at the end of the week, and that was it.
Yeah, it's hard, yeah.
Good though. I mean, it was good to have had a life, I guess, and then said at 26, all right, I want to go and do this now.
Yep.
So I found I went to TAFE, and a lot of people at TAFE were just kids, so they didn't really care. They still thought it was funny to pick on the teacher and have a laugh, whereas I was there to learn something.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a very different relationship I had with my TAFE teachers than I obviously had with my school teachers.
Yeah, they would have enjoyed your company a bit more, I would imagine.
Yeah,
26. And how long did the apprenticeship take to finish off? Was it full 4 years or?
Yeah, so it's 4 years. It's 3 years at TAFE, and the last year is just on the tools. Then you're a tradesman. In New South Wales, then you've got to do another 2 years of night TAFE to get your licence. So you cannot work for yourself unless you hold a contractor's licence. You can be a tradesman, but you cannot do the job unless you hold that contractor's licence.
Yeah, okay.
So in Sydney, it's another 2 years of night TAFE.
Yeah.
In Queensland, currently, it's only a year. So I made the switch from Sydney to Queensland as a third year, so I was lucky enough just to do a year, not two.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good, but at the same time, it's hard to work all day and then go sit in the classroom from sort of 5 till 8 at night.
Yeah.
2 nights a week.
So at this point in your life now, what do you love most about it? What are the perks of having done all that hard work?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, when I left and went to the cattle station to start with, it was always sort of sun up till sundown.
Yep.
You're always working. There was always something to do. And I've always been a hard worker, but that sort of really sort of set me up to have a get up and grind attitude, which has sort of helped and propelled me to the position I'm in now. So, I mean, I'll leave here and I'll no doubt through this, chat, I'll get 2 or 3 jobs come in, which I will schedule and go straight to or get someone to get to. Whereas I found a lot of my mates that own businesses, it'll come to 3 or 4 in the afternoon. They go, don't worry about it. Someone else will get it. Where having that background is always there's something to do. It's giving me that drive to keep going.
So you do have employees?
Yeah, we've got currently there's 2 full-time employees, myself, and we use up to 4 subbies.
Ah, yes. Okay, right.
Yeah. So I mean, the beauty of the subby is they do their own work and they fill in when we need them. Again, it's a catch-22, they might also be busy, so you can't use them. But it's a good way to obviously get jobs done without having that full-time employee we've got to find that work for all the time.
Sure. Yeah. Have you ever had an apprentice on? Or?
We've got apprentice. We've got a third year at the moment. So it's trials and tribulations with them. But what's he done? He's smashed 2 iPads and crashed the ute, so he's lucky to still be around. But he's actually come into his own the last couple of weeks. He's really sort of starting to shine, which is it's good. It's good to see him. I guess the penny start to drop. Things are starting to align for him. It starts to work, which is good. It's very hard to have an apprentice, especially we're a maintenance-based company.
Yeah, right.
No one wants to pay for that apprentice to stand there and watch you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I'm coming to do a job at your house, you don't want to pay for that apprentice to stand there. But that apprentice needs to learn somewhere.
Yeah.
But then for the tradesman employing them or the business owner, they're like, well, if he's not doing anything, we also don't want him to pay and stand there.
Yeah. It's a tricky one.
We're trying to teach him, so it takes us that bit longer. But then we lose the money because we're paying him. So if we're $80 an hour, we're paying him $20.
Yeah.
Now we're 60. So do we do it or do we don't do it? It's a real catch-22, and I think a lot of the young guys coming through really need to flag that they want the job and that they're worthwhile having.
From my experience, remembering back when I was doing my chippy apprenticeship, and I was pretty really naive to the whole world of the money side of jobs. I guess at that age I assumed that the builder and bosses were just well off. They all had heaps of money, and my little wage didn't really come into factor much. But once you start growing up and being more aware of the money side of things, and you realise that every cent is so important, eh? And
100%. I mean, it's coming from a plumber to a business owner.
Yeah.
You got to keep those things in mind. There's a lot of guys, and I've done it in the past, where you do the job and then something goes wrong or something blows out and it takes longer, and then once you actually sit down and work it out, you're like, I didn't make anything. I've done all that work.
Yep.
I've got to have all these overheads, all this stress, all this worry for nothing. And then you've got to really starting to fine tune, and I guess it's that old saying, prepare to fail. What is it?
What is it?
That bad boy.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. So as you're a business owner now, how long has that been your title?
I guess it's a bit of a catch-22. I believe there's two things in a business or in the tradie world. You can be a plumber and have a plumbing business and call it what you like, have your banner, have your logo, have your uniforms, and just be cruising around by yourself. So it's just you, your dog in the back, whatever the case may be, and you just poke along, you're a one-man band.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Is that how you started? Back at the...
Yep. But then I guess you need to make that decision. Is that what you want to do the whole time, or do you want to have a business where people work for you and you end up running all those jobs? If you still want to be on the tools, then you need to get someone else in to run those jobs.
Yep.
Or you step back off the tools and start
so
planning
you sort
and
of
running.
Constructed in a way with your absence in mind in the future. Yeah, righto.
For me, like a lot of people say to us now, you're doing well, or you've come so far, or, is that what the business has made? That's amazing.
Yeah.
And look, it is exciting. I do find it good. But in my head, one of my boys said to me, or one of my plumbers said to me one day, do you feel successful?
Yeah.
Because he looks at obviously what we've got and where we're at, and I sort of said no.
Yeah.
And he goes, what do you mean? And for me,
pretty complicated question. That one.
Yeah. I said for me, I will feel successful when this business runs without me here.
Yeah, for sure.
I can go away, go snowboarding in New Zealand. I don't get a phone call. Nobody misses me.
Yep.
And there's money going into my bank account.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good way to
That's when I'll feel successful.
For sure.
But everyone's going to be different. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Especially in obviously the social media world these days,
Yep.
Some people will define success as having 2,000 followers or 5K or I got this many likes, and I did a recording the other day which we'll probably post shortly, and it is touching on that topic of just run your own race. Who cares who's following you? Who cares how many likes you get? Obviously give an idea of what's going on in the world, but
try not
the be all and end all.
Focus on
that instant gratification.
Yeah, for sure. That's a huge thing at the moment, especially for the younger generation. You can see it.
And the trade world is blowing up. Every second tradie is tagging, posting, sharing, smiling, which is good, but we've still got a job to do.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Just thought I'd jump in here real quick, guys, to tell you a couple of things about our Renegade industrial air compressors. So they're manufactured right here in sunny Queensland. We've been proudly making them since way back in the 80s. In fact, the very first compressor made still works and sits proudly here in our head office. So when you buy Renegade industrial air compressors, you're buying long-lasting reliability. Anyhow, back to the podcast.
So is there any specifics about what you do now? Are there any things you dislike about it? Any things that you're trying to sort of change at the moment, or?
Yeah, what I found when I first started the business, you ring me, I go.
Yeah.
You ring, yep, I'm already there.
Yeah,
Before I've even discussed money, time frames, I'm at your front door smiling, what do you want done? I've found that, and it's just the general public is, or anyone, I guess, it's having that lines of communication open and clear so that you can qualify your client to work for you.
Okay, right.
Not you work for your client.
Yeah, okay.
I guess anyone can go buy a car. What car do you want? They're all different prices, they're all different makes, models.
True, yeah.
So,
sure.
And I found, there's that many, not having to go at handymen, but there's that many handymen or cowboys or unlicensed people out there doing work.
Yeah.
Of course they're going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
You know, they're not
that's
licensed
right,
to do the trade.
Yeah.
So I found, you know, if people were just ringing me for a quote, is qualifying them for the quote. Who else is quoting it? What companies? What are we quoting on? Are we quoting apples for apples? And a lot of the time the client will go, I don't know what you mean. So that's where we've got the issue.
Yeah.
And it's not only qualifying the client to work for us, it's building that trust in the client that we are the plumbing company for you.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's half the battle, trying to present yourself as the right choice, and sort of inform them of why you are the right choice.
And plumbing's the easy part. It's dealing with people that's hard. You know, there's that many, and people being clients or people being staff.
Yeah, right.
You know, like you'll send the boys to a job and the client will say, he did this. And the plumber will go, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
And then you got two people going, well, do I believe my plumber or do I believe the client? I don't want to upset the client.
Yeah.
But then do I trust my plumber, and has he done that in the past, or is he trying to cover something up, or what's going on?
Yeah, tricky.
So it becomes more of a head game than plumbing.
For sure, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, a bit of a minefield for trying to...
Trap for young punters.
Yeah. Once you get to wherever you're going to in the business sort of sense, what are your plans then? Like, are you planning to build it, get it good, and then just kick back? And
it's funny you say that. I was speaking to my wife the other week about it, and I don't know. We currently work between 60 and 80 hours a week.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said to my wife, what did I do when I worked for someone and got home at 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Like, there is so many hours there in the afternoon. What did we do?
Yeah.
Like, at the moment now, it's still 9 o'clock at night. Kids have just gone down because they've been fed, bathed.
Yep.
Then we start doing more paperwork or quoting, or our alarm goes off at sort of 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and we're fighting each other who gets to go to the gym first.
Yeah, right.
You know, because we're just trying to get something done.
Fast paced, don't you?
But part of me would like to go, just set it up and then sort of wind down a bit.
Yeah.
And then start to live. Like, in my head, the goal was 5 to 10 years to get the business running itself.
Yeah.
That will give me time that, you know, my kids hitting end of grade school into high school, I can start making all these footy matches or soccer match or whatever he wants to, whatever he's playing, and I'll have time for the kids then. Yeah. Admittedly, it's going to be hard to slow down if I'm used to grinding like I'm grinding.
True.
But something's got to give.
Yeah.
Like I can't keep going like this forever. So, you know, end game in mind is, you know, obviously pay everything else, pay our houses off, sort of own everything, and then try and live a bit, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. I'm yet to start living.
I might die before any of that comes to fruition.
Yeah, I haven't done any travelling or anything yet.
Oh, haven't you?
No, that's my goal, sort of do a bit of travelling. The kids are at an age now where that's becoming an option again.
Yeah.
The last 5 years, it just hasn't been an option,
Yeah. How many kids?
So 2 kids I got.
Yep. Boy, girl?
Yep, boy, girl.
Pitch and pear.
Yep, that's it.
Done?
That's done, mate. Done.
Snip him up?
Yep. Yeah, that's the next step.
Yeah, I did that the other month, actually.
Did you?
Snipped him up.
Yep.
Yep.
A lot of work, eh, the little tackers. What have you just got one?
Two. Boy, girl.
Boy, girl, do you?
Yep.
Which one's older?
The boy.
Yeah, right.
So I've got a 4-year-old boy.
Yeah.
I was turning 4 in a couple of weeks. Not in a couple of weeks, but next week. And then my girl's nearly 6 months, or just over 6 months.
Yeah, cool.
So that was when we started the business. That was our hardest thing on our relationship. Was my wife was pregnant.
Yep.
There was no definite income.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're going to go out on your own and start a business, but you got a mortgage, a house, a pregnant wife at home.
Yeah.
Like, are you a madman?
Seems like a big risk, eh? But
yeah.
So a 6-month-old, eh? Hard work at that age, mate.
Yeah, again, I got to take my hat off to my wife. I'm pretty lazy in that respect.
Me too.
Yeah, she's pretty good at it.
If it was up to males to give birth and look after kids, humans would be extinct a long time ago.
My wife went to Melbourne the other week for a girls' weekend, and she was obviously left a list of things to do. And she's a gem.
She would have been stressing leaving
both kids with me.
Okay. Yeah.
She even had the kids' clothes folded like nappy, shirt, socks each day that she was gone, 2 days. And I said to her, it's all right, hun, they'll be alive when you get back.
Yeah,
she's like, alive? What do you mean alive? Well, as long as they're alive, I've done my job.
Yeah, that's right.
She just shakes her head. Well, you know, I think some days I'll get a hard job and I'll go back home and I'll start doing some paperwork and I'll be in the house for 5 minutes and the kids will be screaming or kicking balls or running around. I'm like,
It's chaotic,
I'm sure there's a job I have to go to. See you later.
Yeah, chaos. But chaos you couldn't live without.
True that.
Yeah.
True that.
So, do you have any tips for people sort of wanting to do the same thing to, going from being a tradesman to actually starting and running their own business?
Yeah, I think it's funny you say that because I actually get a lot of guys that come and work for me for a little bit and then go out on their own.
Yep.
And I actually quite enjoy helping them set it up and going through the process and explaining what I've done. And to be honest, not that I'm any good or I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not sitting here going, yep.
Yeah.
I'm all over it. But I enjoy talking about the topic and basically making something that's yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Taking something from nothing to something.
Yeah.
And what I tell most of them is don't snooker yourself. Don't say, okay, next Tuesday I'm starting my own business.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday comes and you wake up in the morning and go, all right, who's ringing me?
Yeah.
No one's rang me yet? Okay, maybe someone ring me a couple of minutes. No, still hadn't rang yet.
Yeah, right.
'Cause it just doesn't happen. Like, just slowly build yourself up, Find your niche or find what you like and do what you like. We did lots of bathroom renovation works because I like it.
Ah, right.
You know what I mean? I enjoy doing it. If I go to a block drain and we're going to charge you $300 to block your drain, you're a little bit annoyed because it was $300 you didn't want to spend. You can't see anything for the money.
Yeah, for sure.
But when you get a bathroom renovation, you've been saving the money.
Yeah.
And it could be 10 grand, but you've saved it, you're getting something fresh and nice and you're happy to give the money over because you're excited.
Yeah.
So, pick something that you would like to do so it's not a chore because when I set our business up, I was still working doing fascia and gutter full time.
Yeah.
Which is a meterage rate game. So you get paid per metre. So the quicker I worked, the quicker I got out.
Okay, yep.
And I would just start earlier. I employed someone to help me, a young girl, and she was great. So we'd both get on site at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And we'd be setting up all our trestles and planks in the morning. Obviously we can't do anything till 7, so we'd cut all our corners, lay everything out. As soon as 7 o'clock come, we're at it. So we were packed up driving away at 10 most mornings.
Yeah.
Some traders that were running late would be getting into site and we're done.
Yeah.
When that happened, she would finish for the day, and then I would go home, swap utes, and go plumbing. So I was still I'd plumb till sort of 8, 9 o'clock some nights. So I was still doing a full day plumbing. Yeah. Plus my morning gig. So I knew regardless, I had the same money and done at 10. Yeah. And a lot of my mates in their train of thought were like, oh, sick, you done at 10, mate, just knock off. Yeah. Okay, have a serve, just chill.
So that's sort of how you try and change your way of thinking to in order to build something, you have to really
want it.
Yeah,
you got to want it. If you don't want it, don't do it.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's not for everyone.
Yeah, of course.
There's been a lot of, especially say for my wife, the poor thing, because of my dyslexia. Yeah. I can't do the paperwork side very well. Yeah. So she is running the office, at home, also doing the kids. Yeah. Doing all the housework, doing all the cooking, and I'm still ringing on, have you sent this email off, have you double checked that? Yeah. We ran the maintenance for every 7-Eleven from Keir to Noosaville to Toowoomba.
Yeah, right.
And at that time, most of it was me and 2 guys running around.
Yeah, okay.
Plus, we still had our full-time plumbing stuff on the coast.
Far
it was a lot going on, and I'd be to her all the time, Hun, need to send this invoice, you need to double check this, have you sent this? Yeah. And then when I get home and look after the kids for 5 minutes, she comes home and I'm like, here, hold the kids, I need to go to the toilet. Yeah, she's like, what do you mean? I said, I haven't been able to do anything, I haven't got to go to the toilet. She's like, how do you expect me to do any of this?
Yeah, so I suppose sort of prep yourself for the hard yards and
if
expect it.
If you've got a partner, it's a team effort.
Yeah.
They've got to want it or understand that you want it enough to push through those times or sit back. Yeah, like I've got mates that, their partners will be like, oh, you're still at work.
Yeah, okay.
Well, yes, yep, I'm still at work. And
I suppose sort of you'd have to involve your partner. She needs to know just as much as you nearly about everything. Yeah, that's a good point.
And it becomes very...
She or he, I should say. Yeah.
Touché. It becomes very a team effort. If it's not a team effort, it's not going to work because some nights the phone will ring at 8 o'clock and we've just had dinner, finished dinner, kids are in bed. We're about to sit down on the couch and just have a
Finally,
chat and it's
unwind
our
a
time to
bit.
chill.
Yeah.
And the phone rings and I've got to go and unblock a drain that's 20 minutes away.
Yeah, yeah.
And she'll look at me like, but this is our time, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to sit there too. I don't necessarily want to go do the job,
Yeah.
but I've married her, she's married me, and we both married the business.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's just, we both understand that to get where we want to do or achieve, even what we've done so far,
Big sacrifices. Yeah.
like a lot of our mates go, oh guys, you're killing it, you've got this or you've got that or he's moving here.
Yeah, but it's not falling into your lap, oh yeah.
That's
You're working
right.
for it. Yeah.
And they don't see those
of
calls
course.
at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
They don't see that 3:30 get up.
Yeah.
All they see is the boat on the weekend
Yeah.
or the house or
Yep,
the
yep.
cars or stuff like that. But
For sure.
it ain't free.
No, that's right. Has that been the biggest sort of trial for you, owning the business, like you and the missus and the family life, or?
Yeah, to be honest, as my wife would call it, and she'll laugh if she hears this episode, it's the Matt show.
Okay, yeah.
She feels like she's part of the Matt show.
Yeah, right.
So if I'm doing something, then I'm that zoned into what we're doing, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm working on it not being the Matt show.
Yeah.
But if she wasn't as flexible as she is with that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
it wouldn't work. And
Yeah,
I,
okay.
honestly, I see why people that start businesses do get divorced.
Yeah, yep.
You know, because it's hard.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, or you do a job and the builders hasn't been paid or this hasn't been done, and you know you're sitting there waiting for 30 or 40 grand to come through.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's big money, eh?
you're getting the runaround from every angle.
Yeah.
The kids need nappies.
Yeah.
You know, the rent needs to be paid.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be. I can't go into Coles and say, oh, the builder hasn't paid me. I'll pay you this next week.
I think this year they're introducing new laws to look out for construction. Like
The QBVC, I've actually got to look into it myself. I heard that as well.
Yeah.
We got done by a builder, and I mean, it was $6,000. I mean, it wasn't going to break us, but
Yeah.
that's our holiday we're not having now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And he wasn't even a builder.
Oh, right.
No, the
Okay.
cheeky bugger, all he did was got us all in, ran over the job. We all started doing the job, put the first bill in, pay that, no worries.
Yep.
Set everybody up, and then went to the owners, said, I'm going away for 2 weeks. My wife needs a holiday, blah, 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 blah. I've ordered this amount of materials. It's all coming on Monday. Excuse me, sorry. The boys need to be paid for the 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So
right.
it comes to 60 grand.
Yep.
They gave him 60 grand cash.
And he shot off.
He shot off, didn't even go on holidays.
Wow.
I ended up finding him in a hairdressing salon and nearly punched the shit out of him.
How could, for anyone listening, how could have a
It be avoided?
situation? Yeah.
Trust your gut. As soon as I showed up on site and spoke to him and started asking him a few questions which he should have known,
Yeah.
he couldn't answer. I
Something
thought,
felt off.
something's not right here.
Yeah.
He paid the first bill,
Yeah. Which sort of would relax you.
so
a
I
bit.
just went,
Yeah.
okay, not a problem.
Is there? I know you can check on like tradies licenses, and
Yep.
does that work for builders too? It would, wouldn't
Well, the
it?
cheeky thing is this guy, once we looked him up, he's been jailed for it in South Australia. He's done it in every state in Australia.
Right.
Like it's
So
just
a snake.
yeah, he's just an absolute dog.
Yeah.
But he actually got one of my builders. He's just seen one of my builders drive past and saw his the builder's name.
Yeah.
And his builder's license, because
Yeah.
a lot of tradies put it on their cars.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So he's taken the initials and started his own business with his initials on that guy's license.
That number. No way.
So my mate was getting called, the builder's getting called, going, oh, when are you going to send such and such back to finish this job? I've paid in full. I paid you $5,000. I paid you $10,000. He's like, what are you talking about?
No way.
And then so it ended up going to the QBVC, and my mate's like, I've never done work for these people. Who are you talking about? And then they traced it back, and he goes, I said, is it this guy? And he goes, oh my God, it is too. I'm like, yeah.
Far
So-
out. Try and be aware of.
A lot of what I do,
snakes in the grass.
for a lot of young guys starting out, if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. And if you have not necessarily a builder, but if you have someone that wants to employ your services, and I do this for a lot of our builders, and not having our builders, just using it as an example.
Yeah.
If a builder rings me and says, oh look, we've got this job coming up, can you quote it?
Yeah.
I say, not a problem at all. Where's your plumber that you normally use?
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Okay, what do you mean? Well, why aren't you using him?
Yeah.
Do you just want to check his price?
Yeah,
Are you asking me just to quote it, I'm not doing the job?
Yeah.
Or are you asking me to do the job? Because if you're asking me to do the job, look, I'll come and look at it, we'll go over it. But do you mind if I call the plumber that used to work for you?
Yeah. Right.
Why?
So does that happen a lot?
Do you get called for quotes just to try and be
Check prices?
a tool to get
all the
lower
time.
prices? Yeah.
All the time. And if, to be honest, and that when you start out, you get excited. You're like, oh yeah, I'll quote that for you.
True, you would.
And you sit there and you're throwing off 8 quotes a day, and all they're doing is just checking prices against everyone else.
Yeah, right.
So going back to what I said earlier on in our chat about qualifying the clients,
Yeah.
also qualify the builders, like people like that.
Yeah.
So qualifying, are you suitable to work with our business?
Yeah. Just got to jump in here again quick, guys. Did you know one of the great things about the interwebs? If you can't make it to one of our stores, don't fret. We can just send our products to you no matter where you are. So kick back, grab a cold one and have a gander at TradeTools.com and get your tools and accessories sent to your doorstep or job site. Always buy tools responsibly. TradeTools claims no responsibility for grumpy partners. Anyway, back to the podcast. So going off that, is there a process you use to try and raise your chances of landing a quote?
There is. Or when I first started doing quotes, I was very keen and eager to get out there, get straight to the client's house and give them a price straight away.
Yep.
Then once I got a little bit more comfortable, I guess, in my own skin and the process, I found it worked better for me not necessarily being the first one there.
Yep.
Let someone else be the first one there.
Yes.
Explain their idea, explain their prices. Then when we come in, the client's already got an idea of a ballpark price from someone else.
Yep.
Now, whether we're higher or lower, that really doesn't matter, such as in we're the second or third price, so we're at the end of the run, so
Yep.
we know they're really probably not going to go get any more.
Yep.
Then we can start discussing on the client where we sit compared to the other price.
Yep.
Not necessarily saying what is the price,
Yeah.
but how do we compare, and are we quoting apples for apples?
Yeah, okay.
So that plumbing roughing, is it from ground up? Is it including moving the points, terming meshing, concrete cutting, redoweling?
Yeah, skips and stuff like that.
All sorts of
Yep,
things, yeah.
yep.
So really itemising the quote for them, so then they can turn around and say, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, if they don't know, how do they know that old mate's price at $4,000 is better than ours at 4,500
Yeah.
when we supply a lot more?
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe, we may be heaps cheaper once we're supplying everything, or we may not. We may be more expensive. But I found that works well for us.
But at least the quotes itemised right out for them to go over and.
That's right, and you're actually quoting on the same style of work, so the client understands that the new toilet they're installing, is it a mini cistern cock supplied, a flex hose supplied, a cover plate supplied, or is that added on top?
Yeah, righto.
So it's just it's really making sure the client understands what you're offering them.
Yes, okay.
So what I found works well for us, or which I was a little bit nervous about when I started, was you would give them a quote for a bathroom reno or a plumbing job or a big job, and it was 15 or 20 grand.
Yep.
And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But you've sat down and worked it out, and that's what it comes to.
Yep.
But you're like, oh, maybe I should make it cheaper because that's a lot of money. It's not your money. Don't worry about the price if you're not ripping them off. If that's the price, then that's the price.
Yeah.
If you try and give them a discount, you're only underselling yourself, or you're losing money somewhere.
sure. Yeah.
If they can't afford the new bathroom, that's not your problem.
Yeah.
They can't afford it.
Yeah, yeah.
We did one the other day where we went to a client's house, gave him a quote, chased it up, never heard back from him. Actually, I'll say the other day, it was about 3 months ago, and he rang me on Friday and said, "Hi, Matt, it's Chris. You came around, blah, 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 blah." And I said, "Oh, to be honest, I don't really remember the job."
Yeah.
So we started speaking a bit more, and he goes, "Oh, look, we were going to go with you. We thought you were a little bit on the high end. So we opted for this other guy who now we've realised didn't supply this, didn't do that, has half-hearted the job, and now we've got to rip it all out and start again.
Yeah.
Can you please come back and give us a quote to fix it?"
So I suppose that's a pretty big thing for clients to keep an eye on too. Like when you get a quote, try and make sure that everything's covered. Otherwise, you could end up in the hole.
Yeah. And just make sure that the person that you get in the quote from is legit.
Yeah.
Have a look at their Facebook, have a look at their Instagram, talk to people.
Yeah, you can actually whack the license number in licensetrades.com.au and it actually comes up with the status of licenses to make sure they're active and not disqualified and stuff.
Yeah, and it's a big thing, unfortunately. Obviously, we live on the Gold Coast, and I've only found it a lot up here because I've started my business up here, but there's a lot of guys getting around doing dodgy work.
Yeah,
You know, and some of them are licensed. They're just terrible at what they do.
Yeah.
Or they just in for a quick money grab.
Absolutely.
Well, we've done lots of jobs where I've forgotten to quote something or I forgot to add something in and I've lost money on it because I still had to get all that dirt removed.
Yeah, that's right.
I couldn't just leave it there and go, sorry, I didn't quote on that, move it yourself.
Yeah.
I've still had to go and lose the money and go, well, that was an expensive lesson. I hope I learnt that, you know. And I guess that's the difference between a good business and not a good business is making sure that name works, making sure that, you know, every time we leave a job, you know, the client is as happy and as satisfied as we can be.
Yeah.
And yes, it's ideal to always make money.
Yeah, of course.
But sometimes I've walked away and gone, well, we just got out of that one.
Yeah.
So be it.
So is there a way that a specific way you interact with clients?
I was a personal trainer, as I was talking about earlier on.
Yeah.
And I came across a job. I'm working on cruise ships, and it wasn't until I was actually on the cruise ship or in London doing the training that I realised I was 100% commission based.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
All sales. If anything, what that sort of taught me is we're a service. We're in customer service.
Yeah.
So we have training with our boys, and a lot of the times I'll say to them, you know, when's the last time you went to a restaurant, had a meal, had a nice drink, you know, and I'll try and reiterate a time in their head that they went somewhere, and I'll say, well, you know, what do you remember?
Yeah.
And most of the time the guys will be like, oh, the waiter was hot, or she flirted with me, or the girls will be like, oh, there was the singing group, those Kiwi boys that sing. Now, if I don't know what that bar is in Broadbeach where the Kiwi boys sing all the time, but everyone goes there because of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, they like them, it's entertainment.
Yeah.
So I'd ask the guys, you know, when you went to that restaurant and had that experience, what did you eat?
Can't remember.
None of them could tell me what they ate. They just knew the experience was good. So I really work with our boys in making sure the client has a good experience.
Yeah.
You know, that the boots are off, we're clean, we're tidy, we don't stink, we're personable.
Yeah,
you know, I try and train our boys in body language too. Like people who are like themselves. So just try and mirror image their body language, how they act, how they speak to you.
Yeah.
And you're a guest in their home. I'm saying you don't have to be right. You don't have to say this is what's going on. Explain to their client, get them involved.
Yeah.
So that the whole experience of Shoreside Plumbing was good. It wasn't just they fixed the toilet.
Yeah.
Which I find now our repeat work. Yeah. We've only been going for 5 years. Our repeat business is just keeps doubling and doubling and doubling.
Wow, right.
Because of the little things like, you know, we leave lolly bags with our business card in it to our clients and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If they ask us to do something else, you know, I'll get the boys to, you know, the little old lady might want her curtain rod rehung.
Yeah.
I'll get the boys to clock off the job so she knows we've clocked off the job and do it for nothing.
Yeah, cool.
Now it's taken 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But that 10 minutes hasn't cost the boys anything because they're still getting paid.
Yeah, for
sure.
The
little old lady's stoked because something else got done.
Yeah.
And she's going to sit there and tell everybody she knows till next Christmas how amazing that service was. And I think that's what a lot of my guys, when they start with me until we start training them, is they miss that customer service window. They think, I'm a plumber, I'm here to fix your tap. What's your problem?
Yeah, righto.
They don't care about the tap. Obviously, they want it fixed, but if they're paying money, you want to make sure that they're happy with the whole service.
For sure, yeah.
Because, you know, let's be honest, it doesn't matter what they're paid plumbing-wise, it's always adds up quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good advice, mate. Good advice.
And it is a good feeling as a business owner when, you know, a client calls up and says, oh, look, it's Joan here. We just had, you know, one of the boys from Shoreside Plumbing come around.
I like that.
You know, he was lovely. He was great. You know, whatever the case may be, we just thought we'd give you some feedback.
Awesome.
You know, when you get the calls like that, it's, you know, I feel sorry for my wife. Like, she married me and I married the business.
Yeah.
But it is like that. It is like a baby. So when you get those sort of feedbacks, it means you're doing something right.
Yeah.
And as being a business owner, we work hard to pat our boys on the back when they're doing good and try and give them that encouragement. But there's very few people go to us, oh, good job.
Yeah.
You done well today.
Yeah.
You know, so when you get that feedback from clients, you know that you're on the right path.
Yeah, cool.
Instead of just getting yelled at.
Yeah. Have you got any horror stories from jobs? I like asking everyone this because you get some good stories out of it.
Yeah, there's been a few. I remember one that when I was an apprentice, which was pretty horrendous. We had I was an apprentice down in Sydney, and there was a 6-inch IO going down to a clear out.
Yeah.
And there was a primary school on top of the hill, and this was at the bottom of the hill, and the boss sent us there there was not meant to be a problem. We'll just go in there, camera the line so you could put the final bill in.
Yep.
So it's a BTS, it's a bolted trap screw, it's a round disc with screws in it.
Yep.
Little did we know when the landscapers were there, they'd knocked a boulder down and blocked it up. So the whole line had been filling for about 3 weeks.
And that's from the school.
And that's from the school. So piss, shit, vomit, corn, you name it, it was there. I've gone down to unscrew it, and now I put my foot on it every single time. Yeah. But then I was an apprentice, didn't know, so I got the first 2 screws out, and this thing just peeled back like a prawn's head and just sprayed straight in my mouth, all over my face. I was gagging for a while.
That would have went for a while, eh?
I reckon it ran for probably 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it had, no joke, I reckon, a 6 to 6.5 metre spray. Like it was going out over the school fence, down onto the footpath.
Good for the grass, at least.
It was nasty. And then I remember when I moved up to Queensland, I went to a block toilet, and I never felt so sorry for this poor young girl. She would have just started renting on probably all of 18, and she obviously had this big Mr. Hanky blocking her toilet. So we've gone in to unblock it, but she didn't really want to let us in there because she knew what we'd look at, and the look on her face when we looked at it. I just felt like saying, "This isn't yours. Surely this didn't come out of you." But I didn't. I've been very professional and just got the job done.
Oh shit, poor girl. Yeah, well, let's start wrapping her up, mate. And I'm gonna just ask you about your main tool platform and what is it and why?
I used to run a lot of Makita when I was an apprentice, and about 4.5 years ago I made the switch to Milwaukee.
Okay, right.
Perfectly honest, I don't know why I made the switch. I think it was just time for a new drill, so I went for a change as good as a holiday.
Yep.
So I started fighting out of the red corner.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, the go-to tool for a tool setup would be Milwaukee now.
Yeah.
It does have a vast range for plumbers.
Yeah, okay. Right.
I've just the other day picked up the new wet vac from you guys, and it kicks ass. I love that little thing.
Right.
I've got to start getting one for all the trucks now, only because I used it and did a bit of a review on it, and I'm surprised how much I use it.
Yeah, okay.
Like it really blows. I gave it to one of the boys the other day, and I got to a job, and I was like, "Oh, where's me vac?"
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that a cordless vac?
Yeah, cordless, wet and dry vac.
Yep.
I think it holds about 5 litres.
Yeah. Okay.
It really kicks ass. So I was disappointed I didn't have it the other day, so it looks like I've got to go buy another one.
Yeah, only at TradeTools, guys.
Plug.
Yeah, very good, well done. All right, put that script away. Perfect. All right, mate, now rapid fire questions. Van or ute, what do you run?
I run a ute.
Yep.
I've always worked out of utes, never worked out of a van. I would think, to me, working out of a van, I'm 6'4", I'd hate it. I'd feel like a bloody baby elephant caught in the back, or baby giraffe. But in saying that, now, a business owner, I'm thinking the next one for the boys to get will be a van.
Yeah.
And purely for locking everything up.
Yep.
And for advertising space.
Ah, yeah, well, they're like driving billboards, eh?
Yeah, so that's kind of my next thing is go to the van purely to
wrap her up in Shoreside Plumbing wrap.
SSP, baby.
How about your diet, mate? You're a personal trainer, so it's the wrap and salad or pies and snag rolls question.
Well, I would like to say a wrap and salad.
Yeah.
But if it was made for me, I'd go wrap and a salad.
Yeah.
If I was going to spend money and buy it, I think I'd go a sausage roll and a pie.
Excellent. Well, that'd just about do us, mate. Be sure to click that subscribe button, guys, and stay tuned for all the rest. And a big thanks to Matty from Shoreside Plumbing.
All good, Brad. Thanks for having us, bud.
Cheers, mate.
Boy.
All right, stay tuned, guys, for the next one.
Well, there we have it, another episode wrapped up, guys. I'd love to hear your feedback, and you can email me at tradio@tradetools.com or message at TradeTools social pages with any topics you'd like to hear about. And of course, be sure to hit the subscribe button to keep up to date. Until the next episode, see ya!